Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, it's Sunday, it's the first day of my long weekend, and I'm going to start off with hopefully a little project today in the kitchen. It's kind of a rainy day today, so it's not a good day to be outside, but there's one little bit of the kitchen I still want to work on. Let me show you what that is. Now, as you know, I recently painted in here and got this kitchen really brightened up a lot. But there's one part of this kitchen that I am not a fan of, and it's these cabinets. I don't mind the cabinets themselves, but the finish that the previous owners or someone before me put on it has all these little stuff in the middle here that's in the grooves that's designed to make it look aged and weathered. And I don't like that. I don't think it works well with the bright, sharp colors that I'm trying to go with in here. And I've been meaning, this has been bugging me for a long time. And what I've finally done is I took one of the cabinets off the wall and I'm going to bring it over to a paint store and I'm going to see if they can give me some advice on how I can fix this. Because, like I said, you know, I can see how some people think that makes it look weathered and aged and stuff like that. I just think it looks dirty. And unfortunately, I can't just paint over that because this stuff has texture and it's just going to look like I painted over dirt. So I got to see if there's some way that we can strip that all off of there and start over new. And I want to, if possible, avoid having to refinish the cabinet because that's going to be expensive. I'd much rather do something that I can do on my own, and let's see what we can come up with. Alright, I'm back, and I gotta admit my initial instinct was that this might be a little bit more of a high-end project than I could get good advice from Home Depot. I figured I wanted to go to a place that specializes in paint because they might have better and more keen insight as to how I could deal with this kind of issue than somebody that just works at the paint counter at Home Depot. So I started off going off to Sherwin-Williams, and maybe that might not have been the best option of all just because it's Sunday and probably all the experts are home enjoying their families on Sunday. But there was just some kid in there and he didn't really seem to know a whole lot, and he seemed to be focusing more on, you know, that this was a problem with there's just dirt in there. And this isn't dirt, this is some sort of finish that they put in there. And he really couldn't help me a whole lot. So I actually ended up going over to Home Depot. And Home Depot gave me a suggestion. And we're going to try it kind of on a limited basis and see what we can come up with. Let me show you what that is. So this is what the guy at Home Depot recommended. He says this stuff, you kind of apply it to the paint and it'll thin the paint and the stain and varnish. And hopefully we can then kind of sand it off. And rather than using traditional sanding paper, he recommended this kind of sanding sponge kind of thing. It's kind of flexible, and he says it might be a good way to get in there and get into those little corners and peel all that stuff out of there without changing the shape of the wood. See, I could get in there with sandpaper, but unfortunately I'd be changing the shape of the wood, and when I painted over it, you're going to be able to see that. I don't want to change the shape of the wood, I just want to get the paint off of it. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into a little spritzer bottle, and we're going to spray this on here into a small area, and we're going to see if I can peel this stuff, peel some of this gunk, whatever this is, off. And we'll try it in a small area, and if it works, we'll try it on a larger level. Alright, so I've read the directions on this stuff just to kind of familiarize myself with how it works, and I've actually transferred it into a little spritzer bottle. What I'm going to do, I've got some protective gloves on right now because it says you don't want to make skin contact with this, and I've got good ventilation in here, and we're going to try this out in the house. I've actually protected the kitchen table with some plastic paint sheeting here just to kind of make sure we don't damage the table with this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try a very small part of this. I'm going to just spray it on here a little bit, and we're going to let it sit for a couple minutes, and then we're going to try and use this little sanding brush and see if we can peel some of this off. So I'll catch up with you in a couple minutes. Alright, so a little bit of time has passed. I've been playing around with this stuff, and this stuff isn't working as well as I'd hoped it would. But what I did is I actually pulled out some just real paint thinner and kind of put it in there, and I was able to get kind of the paint to peel off a little bit, but that is a very, very slow process. I spent 2 hours on this, and I got basically just one little section peeled away here. I still got to go all the way around here, plus do all the other cabinets. So I don't know, maybe this isn't going to be the right option for me. I might just have to break down and just replace these cabinets. That's expensive. I don't really want to spend that money, but you know, this is unacceptable the way this is. It just doesn't look very nice. And actually, the truth is, when I just got off the phone with my mom too, and we were talking about it a little bit. And one of the bright spots that would come from redoing the cabinets in here is that one of the issues I've always had with it is that the cabinets are really, really low. I mean, you know, this is me compared to the height of the cabinet. So, you know, it's really, really low. I think it was kind of built for maybe somebody who was a little, maybe not quite as tall as I am. And as a result of all of that, to keep the cabinets low, there's these big bulkheads all the way around here that just are just empty space that, you know, maybe in a normal house, the cabinets would be up and into the, you know, the bulkheads would be gone and the cabinets would be higher, but they were built lower to accommodate, like I said, somebody who maybe isn't as tall as I am. So if I were to make the decision to replace all the cabinets, then, you know, we could rip these bulkheads up, make the cabinets higher up, and maybe that'd be the way to go. So I don't know. I really was hoping this would be a project I could do on my own, but I don't know. We're getting to the point where I might just have to bite the bullet and do that. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of money, but the truth is my financial situation is decent right now. I don't owe anybody anything. So if it got to the point where I had to finance this, you know, I could pay it off in maybe a year or two. And when you add to the fact that I'm going to be making a little bit more money at work, you know, because of my little promotion thing I got, maybe that's an intelligent decision to make and just get these things done correctly. Because, like I said, what I got here right now is unacceptable. It just, like I was saying to the guy at Home Depot today, you know, I've painted the kitchen. It's got nice bright colors and sharp lines, and then I got that. So, you know, it's just, something's got to happen, and, you know, maybe that's just what it's going to have to be. So I think we're going to probably abort this project at this point. I'm going to put the door back on this cabinet. We'll just leave it the way it is for now. And, you know, maybe that's what we're going to start doing in the next video, is maybe go talk to Home Depot, get somebody to come out here and look at this and give me an estimate and doing it for real. This is going to be one of those projects that's like the patio in the backyard. I can do a lot of things, but you got to know what your limits are, and installing cabinets in a kitchen is a little beyond my line of expertise. So this will be one of those things that I'd have to go to somebody else for. So anyway, I think that is probably all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.